Greetings and welcome to another impressions video here at Words About Games, and today we're going to be taking a look at Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire is a roguelike dynamic deck building game that puts players in the role of a hero that must climb the many floors of the titular spire and destroy it. You'll pick from one of three characters, each with their own playstyles and access to different sets of cards, and must navigate a path through the 3 acts and numerous floors filled with all sorts of deadly monsters, trying to stop you. And so January produces yet another game I'm too busy being helplessly addicted to actually sit down and record a video for. I've had this game sitting in my library untouched for months, only diving into it as it left early access. It's probably a good thing I left it alone until now, as playing it has drastically impacted my efficiency in making videos. Once I figured out how the game worked and what it wanted from me, and most importantly found the custom game mode, I've had a tough time putting it down. In fact, I just stopped writing the script for this video to play a quick run. But enough about my addictive tendencies. What makes the game so compulsive? Slay the Spire is a pretty easy game to figure out. You start each new run with a basic deck of starter cards. While your overarching goal in the game is to reach the end and slay the Spire, your objective is to augment your deck on the move, setting yourself up to actually be able to overcome the challenges ahead. The starting deck sucks, basically. It'll barely be able to get you through the first act. As you progress, you'll need to pick up cards to make your deck that much more effective. This is where the hard-to-master portion of the game takes hold, as you'll need to strategize on the fly and craft a deck of cards that works. It's not enough to simply pick up the most powerful cards you can. To be successful in Slay the Spire, you'll need to fine-tune your deck to a specific purpose, whether it relies on strength, defense, poison, or something else. It's a game that's not all that balanced. Don't get me wrong, the various encounters, card drops and more are all well crafted, but success in Slay the Spire relies on you creating combos that essentially break the game. Otherwise the game will break you. By the second act, the game will be more than happy to kick your teeth in if you're not prepared for it. By the third act, it'll skip your teeth and just kick it clean off your shoulders. What makes this compelling is the dynamic nature of the deck building. Unless you're playing a custom game, your starting cards are set by your character choice. You obtain new cards by defeating enemies, buying them at the merchant, or finding random events, and you're usually only given a choice of 3 random ones. There's no single path to victory, and even if you have a specific deck building strategy in mind, there's no guarantee you'll get the exact cards you need to implement it. There's an element of luck and RNG at work, and you'll need to be adaptable as you crack on through the Spire. While this can mean a lot of runs are doomed by the luck of the draw, it can be incredibly satisfying to finally find the card that unlocks your strategy, or to put together an overpowered combo that can wipe enemies out before they've even had a chance to figure out you're there. You can also collect relics from chests and bosses that can help enormously by giving you special abilities that can tie into your chosen playstyle or simply grant general bonuses. These can range from simple things such as raising your starting hand size to more complicated things like giving you block, which lets you negate incoming damage if you ended your turn without any. If you manage to grab a few of these relics, it can go a long way towards turning the tide in your favour. And while you're considering all of this, you'll need to be mindful of the route you're taking through the Spire. Each act will lay out several, sometimes interweaving paths with encounters, elite enemies, treasure chests, merchants, random events, and campfires where you can regain health or upgrade your cards. Carefully plotting your path through each Slay the Spire run is no joke. It's a balancing act as you try to hit fights that'll yield more cards without overextending yourself, and also getting to everything else you need, like the merchant's card removal service or the warm healing embrace of a campfire. The chances are you won't be able to do everything you want, and you'll have to make some tough calls. Get it right and you might make it up a few more floors. Get it wrong and you'll probably be restarting before too long. Slay the Spire is a fantastically addictive deck building card game. By removing the actual deck building from the start of a run and instead making it dynamic, you'll quickly be hooked as you try to put together something that will carry you to the top of the Spire. There's something deeply satisfying about finding a new powerful combo, but something equally as satisfying about scraping through by the skin of your teeth, adapting to whatever enemies, cards, relics, and events the game thrusts upon you. Even death merely powered my need to conquer the Spire, and when I eventually did, I was eager to dive back in for another attempt. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. If you've enjoyed it, please keep it here at Words About Games. We've got tons of content, including our weekly podcast, more impressions videos, patch notes, and our weekly indie game of the week. We also stream over on Twitch at twitch.tv/wordsaboutgames every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. And most importantly, have a great day.